Like I'm having the booze, that's some play at. Háblamelo, papi, ¿qué más, Andy?
Es que parceros.
Parceros Take, episode 47 with Andy Deossa, the Parceros Take, a space that we talk about la selección Colombia, cuando perdemos, cuando ganamos. We talk about Andy's adventures, when he be getting lit. Where you be going? Nah, just playing. ¿Cómo dice la gente? ¿Qué dice la gente del chat? What's good? What's good?
Ya están activos saludando por ahí.
¿Qué dice, padre? Hey, man, what up? I see you in Miami. We're not even going to name the place anymore. I saw you in Miami. Vamos, carechimbas. ¿Qué dice la gente?
Están llegando los parceritos poco a poco.
Están llegando, caigan. So, like I said, this is a Parceros Take, episode 47. Of course, today we're going to go over the loss against Brazil, lo bueno, lo malo, y lo feo. And we're going to take a look at what we think should happen, will happen, and is going to happen against Paraguay. ¿Qué me dice, papi? ¿Qué me dice?
Parce, another unfortunate moment for Colombia, losing at the end of the game like that. Ya van que 3 derrotas seguidas. It's
que la gente está llegando de YouTube.
Fabián, la buena. It's weird because out of all the games, I think I was less upset with this one, even though like
it's
it was
weird, right?
Yeah,
sensations.
It was a little weird. Mostly, I don't know. The deflection was so lucky for Vinny, and we'll get into all that. But I don't know. We're gonna analyze it from a whole perspective, which is what we do. El equipo me pareció que jugó bien y estando allá en Brasil jugó bien, good enough to get a result. And obviously they would have been fine with the 1-1, but you know, just a moment of I think just being unlucky, really, at the end of the game, right there.
Yeah, bro. I think it's like Fayan says, man. And I feel like we be sharing the same sentiment in the sense of, apart from like the small lapse mental mistakes, no jugó mal. Contra un Brasil que le jugamos de tú a tú allá, ese primer tiempo, ellos querían que terminara ese partido y todos nosotros que no se pite, because it's like, we had control and the team was flowing. If you take a look, the initial 11, we called it on the last Parceros Take. Ese es el 11 minus, ¿quién? What do y'all say? What do you think about the lineup starting out, Parceros?
No, el 11 que se tenía que tirar ahí, weón. I mean, we talked about how we know Nestor and who he has and kind of the team that he's rolling with. Me pareció, pues, obviamente, that's what he was going to go out with. To me, it was once again how kind of they responded. And I think, I don't want to say that those first 20 minutes que estaban dormidos, but I feel like Brazil's always good. Let's give Brazil credit. They're always really good in the first like 10, 15 minutes of games. That's their thing. And they took it to Colombia right away. But like you mentioned, after that, Colombia settled in and was fine. And
como siempre, después que lo vacunan, ahí sí, let's get settled in, guys. Yeah. Let's get organized. We can do it.
Even then, I felt like there was a little bit of I don't want to say like they were scared, but you could tell that Brazil was kind of like, oh, this team is
respect
here to play. Because the one thing about playing Brazil is the way you beat them is you have to possess the ball. And if you let Brazil possess the ball, that would have been a long game for Colombia. But they made it. Colombia made the game plan. Basically, what Brazil wouldn't want is hold possession, you know, make them kind of chase the game a little bit. And that's really what happened throughout, I think, most of that game. Obviously, the end of the first half and then going into the second half, I thought that they played really well in the second half too. But, you know, just certain things happen. You get unlucky, and then we'll talk about
Bro, it's unlucky. I was really happy about the way we were pressing in the first half.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look at the way, even in the second half, look at the way the goal came. It was through pressing, and we're dando los relevos. Arias jugando, Ríos jugaron super bien, but just the way, like, we're kind of pressing them well and like pushing them into certain spots where we're winning the ball and the opposite side. Y le cae a James y por fin muy bien por Lucho. La mandó a guardar.
I was ready because I called the 1-1 with the Lucho Diaz goal, and I was like, oh, it came true. I was ready. I was
waiting for the 2-1. I was waiting for the 2-1 for the James. I needed the James. Pero I was similar to what you're saying. It's like the bittersweet of se vieron cosas muy buenas contra un Brasil que es muy bueno. en un lugar donde es muy difícil sacar un punto que se tenía que sacar. On the other hand, llegamos a la malicia, la falta de malicia indígena que parece en ese balón, pateen en ese balón. It's the 98th minute. Tumben a Vini, tumben a la. ¿Cómo es que Carrascal y Castaño Ríos se nos duermen en el medio y nos hacen un triángulo, weón? Eran 3 contra 5, 6, 7. En la genialidad de Vini, que pues ese man, siempre que entra un bingo, él lo gana, weón. Siempre como que he be having his lucky bounces. It's like, bruh.
The funniest thing to me is obviously he's probably one of their more talked about players, right? And for Brazil. And I thought he had a very mediocre game. And a mediocre game for him is forcing a penalty and scoring a game-winning goal, which is
so
that why don't we have that luck? Why can't estamos, you know what I mean? Like we're definitely a tier under that because
we be having that luck whenever we're winning 5-0 against Bolivia at home or against Guatemala or El Salvador or anywhere. That Yasser does una genialidad y that's when it goes in. Pero cuando cuenta, bueno, ¿dónde está Yasser? ¿Dónde están esos jugadores así? Porque vamos a hablar de los cambios de Brasil. Brasil, they refreshed. He touched every line and put fresh legs, and you could tell in the second half they never stopped. The only thing that stopped in the second half was our engine. Lucho estaba mamado. There was one that I don't know if you remember, like on our box, Lucho just didn't move.
He froze.
He froze. It was, yo, you gotta switch, bro.
Claro.
¿Para cuándo los cambios? Para los que están los cambios, de jugar a los pelados. If that's gonna happen, ponga a los pelados que jueguen por allá. Como dice Fabián. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué dice la gente del chat de IG?
Fight Call is obviously giving a shout out to Davison Sanchez. Obviously, that was a scary collision, but from everything that Nestor said, he's recovering well. He might even be able to play tomorrow, he said.
So
that's a good sign. That was a super scary collision. He gave a shout out to the Clásico Cali and America playing right now, of course. I know you probably don't want to talk about that, but it's happening.
Not right now.
I
don't know what's going on, but not right now.
Penalty, that's a good question. What are your thoughts on the penalty against Munoz? I mean, that's the part that kind of what I was mentioning, and like the fact that Brazil went out so fast and caught Colombia sleeping a little bit. Once again, I don't want to say sleeping, but caught them off guard. When that penalty happened, Colombia's back line was just all over the place. They never got set. Like for Dani having to be kind of tracked all the way that way was crazy. Bro. So, I mean, it's a tough situation. You get caught in a counter where you're never really set into the game yet, and I mean that happens. I think it was a fair call. I think it was a good challenge by Dani at the same time too. But
bro, you gotta be a little more. You're in the box, bro.
Yeah.
And you're in the box away from danger. Keep shadow him to that side.
Yeah. Push him out.
He shouldn't beat you. I mean, of course, this is me. It's Vini at the end of the day. And that was the matchup that we called. That was a matchup that they called. That was supposed to be key, like the key matchup of the game, and that matchup decided the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was both a very soft call, but it was a PK. And parece Dani no puede dar papaya. Dio papaya.
Yeah, it's tough.
Vinny, the moment Vinny felt it.
You know that was gonna happen. Alex says they got too comfortable with the tie and just played defense instead of putting up pressure. I agree. I think, and it's hard because in that moment you don't want to basically kind of concede a cheap goal by trying to go for it. But the way I saw it is that Colombia was still playing well on the front foot. If they would have made subs a little cleaner and a little earlier, I think they would have been able to go chase that game. But yeah, I think that at some point they kind of were like, all right, well, let's just take this 1-1 and go back home. And
I mean, if they don't,
the whole thing. If we don't lose against Uruguay in the last minute like that, this game, I mean, it still is like, damn, it shouldn't have happened. But it's not as big of a deal because you had that draw in your back pocket. But because it just happened against Uruguay, that what happens against Brazil. Instead of leaving with 2 points, you're leaving with 0. Those points, that's a big deal, man.
And that's 3 losses in a row against Uruguay, against Ecuador, and against Brazil. That when you analyze the game and the way we played, and you analyze our opponent, those are winnable matches. Those are winnable matches. We had our chances. We were playing well. We got caught and we weren't able to execute. If we don't get scored on early, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game. And to talk about Fabian's point, ahorita estamos en el sexto.
That table is the most stressful thing in the world, man, because it doesn't like every match day for World Cup qualifiers in South America. It shifts so much. Like we could feasibly be back in third place tomorrow if things go out the right way. So it hurts, of course. But the fact that Brazil could have been right down where we are right now, depending on how that game went as well. So it's those few points that separate those teams basically under Argentina. It's tough, but yeah, we shouldn't be in sixth after we were playing so well, and we're in second place. Pero bueno, así es esa tabla South America. It's tough. It's tough over there.
Ahí como dice Paicol, Quintero should have came in around the 70th. James was gas. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah. Want to get into our segment, which we'll touch on a lot of that, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. Lo bueno, háblame de lo bueno del partido.
John Arias, güey. John Arias. Ese tipo es it's incredible to watch him play and like gradually get better every game. Like it doesn't, we're seeing it in real time, and I don't think that we take enough, I guess, of a wider look to see players progress that way. Like I remember when he first started getting into that role and what he is now, like the confidence, the way he plays. Obviously, like we mentioned, being in Brazil and playing in the Brazilian league and having that game, but parece que partidazo. I literally still can't believe that he took him out of that game. Like if there's a player going to leave on the whole game when players are tired, they have
him. You can't take him out. It's not him. He has an engine. His engine doesn't stop.
Incredible.
On defense and on offense, he's so calm and collected, bro.
Yeah.
Like even like on that play with the game where he cut in, and then he acted like he was gonna cut in, and he came right back out. Like he didn't lose the ball. Like covered the ball, played a beautiful ball to Danny. He knows how to read the game, and I feel like at times he was trying to slow the game down because everything was so so he was like slowing the game down and bring it down. So yeah, 1,000%. I would go the same thing with John Arias just because defensively I loved his press.
Yeah,
we really had Brazil on their heels. Wasn't for that early goal, I think we would have had a whole different game. Lo malo del partido. ¿Qué dice la gente? Lo malo del partido.
Lo malo to me, we'll talk about Nestor, and I don't even want to talk about the fact of him, like the people that he brought into the game is one separate conversation. But why are you waiting till so late? And we talked about it already. Like you'd see Lucho and James out there physically like tired, gasping, and we discussed this way back when where. I firmly believe this. When there's a coach of a national team that is that nationality, there's a lot of you get a lot of politics, and you're like, oh well, maybe we can't take James out because of this and that. Having Nestor,
ahí dice ¿quién es Chaverra? Que está como Chaverra. ¿Quién es Chaverra?
Having Nestor be de Argentina, he doesn't I just don't understand why juega esos partidos como todavía muy tímido, weón. Like, yo, James and Lucho are physically asking for subs. They're not literally asking you. They're like, you could tell by their physical they're asking. You have Quintero on the bench. The problem is, we already mentioned, Yasser wasn't there. Sinisterra gets hurt. And then you have Carbonero in la tribuna. And we already mentioned he wasn't throwing Marino into that game. As much as the Nacional fans wanted it, it wasn't going to happen. So who was the sub for Lucho?
At this point, I feel like Marino, might as well throw Marino. Play Marino. Play him.
You say that, but we knew it wasn't going to happen. We said it on the episode. We knew it wasn't going to happen. So at that point, my malo is where is that? Like we talked about it. You're supposed to have a 1-for-1 sub. That's the way the bench is set up. That's the way the team is set up. And why is Nestor waiting so long to kind of make those changes where you have players that are not going to drop off in quality? Why are you not drop off in quality that much? Why are you not making those moves faster? Because that changes the dynamic of the game, and we're seeing that again and again with him.
Esos manes no pararon ni un segundo. That was the key. That we slowed down our press, y esos manes siguieron, pues están volando, parce. That's how they do, and that's how the goal was. You notice the speed of the game. We matched their speed until we got tired. Then we slowed down, and you saw it on the last play of the goal. How quick they grabbed. It's 2 minutes left. We were already like our energy's down, and they're like boom, 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 goal. Qué bueno, marica sin miedo. Stop wasting áreas behind James. Ooh.
No, pues tampoco, because we're not gonna have
no. James isn't the problem at all.
Play a good game because I thought this was one of Lucha's better games. Even though the goal aside, he actually looked like he was more, like I mentioned in the previous episode, he was more into the game. Like he was associating with his teammates. He wasn't trying to do too much. He was making the right moves. He didn't do anything spectacular, but he had a decent game. So tampoco pues para tirarlo tanto.
Sí, I mean, y es donde decimos, ahí es donde como Faicol dijo antes, ahorita en el programa, ¿por qué no juega Quintero, hombre?
Ah, no, esa sí no me la hace.
¿Por qué no me pone a Quintero si James sabemos que está cansado? It's literally person for person, it's player for player. You can't keep James out there when he's gassed. You can't keep James out there when he's gassed, and you can't keep Lucho out there when he's gassed either. And they were both gassed. And technically, they're like the left side, pretty much, right?
I mean, my thing is, hey, los de Nacional, que se calmen ahí, weón. I don't know, somebody's over there talking wild. KD, and I never that. No, my thing is this too, like Carrascal. Once again, Arias shouldn't be the first one out of that game. Like and then to me, it was Castaño. If you're gonna make that sub, don't put Carrascal in that position. But I just still don't understand the subs that Nestor is making. And once again, I don't want to even talk about so much of the actual subs. It's just the way, like, why are you waiting so long?
It's
Why are you waiting so long? At that point, the game is already like in his head. He's like, oh, this game is already dusted, and then you lose. You know what I mean? The people in there saying that James is not for la selección is one of the craziest.
Yo, that's a crazy statement, dog. Let me see that.
That's crazy.
Who said that?
I'm gonna go, continue anyway. I was reading it there. Somebody said something.
I'm just playing. Opiniones de hinchas del team son inválidas.
Papi, vaya llore a la casa la cucha, hermano.
Hey. Okay, some of y'all noticed, like, that's one of your lucky jerseys, huh?
Me?
Is that one of your lucky jerseys? No.
I don't believe in lucky.
Well, I put my lucky jersey on. No, I put my lucky jersey on. This is my Russian 2018. Which took me to every Russian game. Like, I was like, yo, I gotta bring it back, bro. Like, porque ya lo feo, let's talk about lo feo del partido. So, lo malo era que los...
For me, it was Lorenzo waiting so
long. Y lo feo es...
Yeah.
Papi, tienen que... Y él me lleva el balón a kick that shit to the stands, bro.
What's
the ball?
That moment, and we haven't even talked about el gol anulado, bro. Because that moment, like, the more I see it, I'm like, okay, it could have been because of the rule. Sure, I'm not that mad at it anymore. I still don't think it's a good call. But my thing is, yo, if that was Argentina, esos hijos de putas se hubieran comido vivo ese árbitro. Like, they all would have been there. And this is the part that's getting me mad. And this is why I'm saying the fail is that Nestor's coming out to the media saying shit about the refs. James is coming out to. Why are you guys not saying that in the moment?
Exactly. Where's that energy? Where's that energy?
In the game,
you can't allow the play to continue. You better start. ¿Qué hacen los brasileros? ¿Qué hacen los argentinos? Yo, they would sit there the whole time. They would move. They won't let the ball roll.
Yo, exactly. Acá se sacará por lo menos, but like, yo, like, you know, make something happen. Like, damn. And that's the part that I'm like, yo, where no están firme, like, in their moment, no están firme to be to that level, because they just let it happen like it's nothing. And then after the game, one of the first things Nestor says is, well, the refs. Well, I don't know if you realize this, the reason I'm bringing this up is because there was a moment the ref went to the Brazil sideline and was listening to him complain. Yeah. He was listening to the coach complain. He was like, yo, there's 4 fouls already. Every time Vinny was on the floor, he was going like this. Y Colombia parados con un par de huevas muy sanos, huevón, también muy sanos.
Muy sanos. Eso tiene que ser lo feo. La falta de malicia, como en lo futbolístico, parate al frente del balón. Claro. Patea ese balón. Patealo, or like, move it. Grab it with your hand. Get set up. And then right when you do get set up, how you going to get destroyed with like 3 touches, 1 touch triangles, bro? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, ahí no sé qué pasó entre Castaño, Ríos y Carrascal, que todos, they all literally crashed, let the ball go through, and it's Vinny one-on-one already going in with speed. It's tough, man. Fail.
Having two games in a row is crazy. Like, to lose 2 games in a row in that same, it's I'm not fully like, oh my God, this is red flags concerning, but it is something to be said. Un país, I'm gonna get on this high. So un país de gente tan pilas and all this, all the stuff that Colombians are in la cancha muy suave, güey. Suavitel.
Hey, we'll come back to this question at the end of the thing. Bien ahí. Bueno. Seguimos, hay que seguir porque lo que se viene mañana es literally es decisivo. Like,
un equipo que está jugando bien.
¿Cuántos partidos no han perdido?
Eso, marica,
if I'm not mistaken, it's what, 6 games? They haven't lost like 6 games? They haven't won 6, they haven't lost 6 games. Y tenemos un par de datos, y vos sabes qué hacemos con los datos.
A qué darlos.
Paraguay tiene los más triunfos como visitantes en Barranquilla, con 6 triunfos.
Y es que ese estadio no mete presión, güey, mete más presión en la olla de frijoles.
Literal. Y por primera vez desde que comenzamos estas eliminatorias, bajamos la posición 6ª, papi. With our 3rd straight loss.
Sí.
No, como ya tírela desde ahora.
No, yo voy firme, and this is my problem too, and I'm seeing comments in the chat and stuff like that. La gente we're too overreactionary with this stuff. Like la prensa in Colombia is already talking about, is Nestor coaching for his job, and like, relax, man. Like, we lost 3 games in a row after winning all these games. He had it in Invicto for how many games, and all of a sudden it's like, relax, man. Once again, the whole goal is to qualify for the World Cup, and yes, I understand being upset, and that's fine. You can criticize and all that. But the goal is to qualify for the World Cup. Granted, we're not in a position we should be right now. Things should be better, but they win tomorrow against Paraguay, and I think things kind of go back to normal. And it's still pressure, obviously, on him because this shouldn't be happening with that team. But once again, this table is crowded. A win, and depending on how the games go, Colombia could literally be back in 3rd place tomorrow. So I'm not going to overreact too much. But you're starting to see I think Nestor is starting to feel it. You're starting to see those moments that like he's going to be questioned. He's going to have the pressure on him. But we can't talk about a new coach in the middle of a World Cup cycle. We just did that, and it clearly didn't work. So just take the pressure down a little bit, man.
So if Colombia loses again, not saying that they will, it's 4 losses, 2 back-to-back rounds. He doesn't lose his head. Shouldn't the federation, call for his head?
No, I don't think so.
They did it with Gatos, though.
Right. And how did that work? We didn't go to the World Cup. We didn't go to the World Cup. They brought in Rueda.
They definitely didn't do it with Rueda.
They supposed to bring it. They brought in Rueda. He was supposed to fix things, and it made it worse. So,
I was just asking questions, playing devil's advocate.
No, for sure. And it's not just you. I'm just saying that, like, la prensa in Colombia, you know how it is, like, automatically. And it's like, come on, man. Like, the problem is that they don't realize que le hacen más daño al equipo that instead of, like, the opposite way. And I think players start feeling that, coaches start feeling that, y ahí se pone difícil la vuelta, parce. I'm telling you, bro.
Yo, what's going on in the chat? My man said our goal is to qualify. I mean, what is he trying to say?
No, don't listen to him, man. He's been there talking.
Oh yeah,
he's bored today. I'm glad thank you for tuning in, bro.
Yeah, because like it's called South American qualifiers. If that's what he was talking about, like he talking about the South American qualifiers where you qualify to make it to the World Cup. That one, is that what? Anyways,
don't pay no attention to that. Man.
What else, Sammy? What's going on? La verdad. I'm excited about tomorrow.
Sí, claro.
I'm really excited about tomorrow because I'm hoping that they grab on the good, they eat the bone, they eat the meat and throw away the bones. And Durán tiene que jugar. Durán tiene que jugar.
Sí o sí.
Durán tiene que jugar. Like he's gotta play. And I'm hoping that Davinson is good because I like Davinson's role. Marica, estaba sacando balones por todos lados, chilenas. Yeah, like he was like, I think he did great, but I don't know. I think we're good. I have a good feeling about tomorrow.
Yeah, I think. Well, this is where you really see a lot about the players and see if that mentality is there, right? We always talk about mentality and people stepping up. there's no better moment than this. Somebody has to do it, right? And it sucks to even say this. A win is a win, right? Like, que ganen con autogol and I'll be happy, but it's just like, yo, you need to see something, right? Like, you need to see a reaction. This is exactly what the, not to bring them in the mix, but what the U.S. is going through right now, where it's like, is it on the coach? Is it on the player? And it's like, yo, the players at some point have to be the ones to take that kind of, because we could talk about Lorenzo and the subs all we want. We could talk about the players that should have been subbed in at what time. At the end of the day, the players that are on the field are the players that are on the field, right? It's not like Néstor Lorenzo told them, hey, take your foot off the gas. Like, you're out there for a reason. At some point, it's like, okay, so what's the reaction going to be like tomorrow? I firmly believe that this group of players has it in them to react, because we saw them go through a successful Copa America with a lot of attitude in the moments that they needed it, until they, did it in the last game of the tournament. But I think that the players, the group of players we have, is definitely going to
let them cook. Yeah, 1000%, bro. And I feel like tiene que soltar a los pelados. Like, en yo suelto a Marino, papi. En el segundo tiempo, suéltelo, weón.
I think Marino's more bound to play in this game than he would have been.
Suélteme a Durán. Unleash the beast, bro. Yeah. I think I'm hoping everyone is good. The recuperation is good. Del mediocampo está sólido. We need to continue to press like that. Sabemos que Paraguay está bueno. They got fast. They're fast. They got Mirón. And our defense, I'm hoping. Al fin, ahí que dijeron que Cuesta was out. Is that confirmed? I thought he said it was still, he was maybe there. It's on.
Davinson?
Huh? See, Davinson, my bad.
Davinson, Néstor said that he's recovering well, and there's a possibility he might be ready for tomorrow. So
yeah, I don't think he's fully out yet. I don't think they called him out. I'm hoping that goes well, because the leadership that he has right now is solid, bro.
Sí.
Solid. Y ahí es donde, bueno, Dani, you got to step it up, bro. Like, he's got to show up more like he did in the first half, attacking wise. Man, it flowed. So I'm hoping that we could continue to gel like we did in that first half, and, score early. We got to score early, man.
Yeah, take the pressure off a little bit. I think the other part of it to me was, I think because they got scored on so early, they were a little bit flustered. You saw, I think when the halftime whistle blew, I forgot if it was Rios with somebody. They were going back and forth for a little bit, just like talking. It's like you could tell that they were a little bit like all over the place, and that comes with the pressure of playing Brazil, right? Like, Brazil-Colombia is a big game, obviously, but I don't want to say they're going to be relaxed tomorrow, obviously, because it's a huge need to win. But I think being at home, they're going to be like, okay, man, we got to go out and put a show. So
Inigo says, Lucho desde la semifinal versus Paraguay, nada de nada.
No, es que tampoco, man. I think this is the problem, man.
Hey, when did he play a semifinal against Paraguay? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to when I don't remember a semifinal against Paraguay, bro. But let me know which one.
Somebody said que no le saquen tanta excusa a un técnico que no ha hecho ni chimba. That's the thing. A colombiano nada le sirve, weón. No ha hecho ni chimba, and he had many games, dog. Like, we're judging off what he had one Copa America we played. We went to the final. Like, you guys, the fans and some media make it seem like somebody's going to come and just automatically give us a title. We all want the same thing, clearly, but it's a process to get there. If you're going to tell me que Lorenzo no ha hecho ni chima con la selección, entonces I don't know what selection you're watching.
Ha hecho, porque solidificó a Mojica, a Davinson, a Lucumí Cuesta, a Dani Muñoz, literal, puso a los 3 mejores mediocampistas que yo he visto. Like, I want to say, I can't say the history, because then you got Valderrama, Leonel Álvarez, Rincón, they were killers. However, Ríos, Lerma, y Arias, that's solid. That's Lorenzo. That wasn't Rueda. That was and we've been had those players, but Lorenzo solidified that. My issue right now with Lorenzo is literally los cambios.
Sí, claro.
Como te digo, it starts well, and then it's like, bro, the ability to and that comes from Peckerman. Peckerman was horrible to making subs, bro, and reading the game and making adjustments that if your first adjustment don't work, okay, how you gonna strategize and what moves you gonna make and what are you gonna do? That's why against a big team like against Peckerman was horrible at that. Every big game. I'm saying every big game. Peckerman was garbage.
And I remember when Néstor Lorenzo started, and the only thing we would say about him was like, yo, he's so good at these like halftime adjustments and all that. Because I once again in Brazil, I thought they came out of their locker room and they came out pretty strong. Like, they weathered the storm, but it's like once you get past the initial phase, and then you score, then, you know, what's the next thing? Like, you have to be able to make these subs earlier. I think it just starts with that, bro.
Oh, yo, Jay came back spitting, bro. Colombia is lucky enough to be a country with crazy amounts of talent at their disposal, but other countries like Ecuador are better at maximizing. Yeah. Ecuador's playing the young boys.
1,000%.
Yo, literally, Ecuador's playing. He's going at the youth, rebuilding from the bottom up, putting players that are 16, bro. Asprilla's been nice for a minute. They don't even play him. You know what I'm saying? He's not even being given the position to, you know, our boys are not. Duran didn't barely even play La Copa America. Right. Duran been nice.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like, yeah, like you have to be able to have this team and the players on the field that just see that happen. But at the same time, the players that are on the field that are proven in their club teams all over the world and these big teams in Europe, where's the pressure on them? It's just, and once again, the same conversation the U.S. is having right now. You have XYZ and these Juventus and these Milans and all that. They play great there, and they get to the national team, and they're a shell of themselves. That's not necessarily on the coach all the time. You know what I mean? So that's where it's like you don't want those doubts to start trickling in, because you can't ever say that James is not up for La Selección. You can't say that Lucho's been terrible. Like, that's just not true. That's false. Those are false statements. Would you rather see other players come in? Sure. But it's a process, man. Once again, this is all you. The problem that we have right now is that Colombia should be in a position that they're not worrying about the table. Therefore, if they were in that position, a game like Paraguay would be the game that you play Duran, the game that you play Marino, a game that you play these players to see what they have. Now it's a must win. Now you're like kind of reverting to like, okay, but that's what I'm saying. Lorenzo is being scary in his way of not being able to take those risks because we haven't seen it. And that's the part that's worrying me.
But that's a good thing that on the bench, we have leadership from David Ospina, Montero. And then that's why we don't bring the other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's the leadership, bro.
When Camilo got hurt, I was like, oh, my boy called me, and I was like, yo, if they put Ospina in this game, I have to shut the TV off, bro. Like, I was like, yo, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Fabio Gonzalez Arias says, Kevin Castaño is cursed. Yo, no, don't put that on the homie. Don't put that on the homie. That's unlucky.
But that's another good point, though. Like, if you're a player that gets put in the game in the 87th, 88th minute, like,
yo, Mitch, Dad, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
You have a few minutes to supposedly have an impact on the game. That's tough, bro. Like, what do you get put in bad spots, and Castaño has unfortunately been put in bad spots by Nesta, bro.
Facts. Talk to me. What do you think about the starting lineup? Let's go straight to the starting lineup. ¿Qué dice los parceros on YouTube? Yo, YouTube is lit too, bro.
They active.
Yo, YouTube is active too. Okay, both Instagram and YouTube is active.
Yeah, I think Duran for sure has to go, because I didn't think that wow, I'm blanking on this guy's name right now. I didn't think that Córdoba. Sorry, I didn't think that Córdoba had a terrible game. But like, there's still moments that you're like, bro, just move your leg a little bit and try to put the ball towards the net, bro. Like, you do all the hard work, and then you get to the end, it's like, yo, do something, man. Shit.
He's like, it's like, man, it's almost like Borré syndrome, kind of like you're trying, and it sucks because you like the effort, but it's like it's not happening. It's really not happening. Duran gotta start.
Yeah,
we gotta have that young.
That's undeniable.
Yeah, it's undeniable. So then, who do we put back?
That's the question, Jay. If Davidson's playing once again, Nestor Lorenzo said today that he is recovering well and he might be able to play. If he doesn't, then that's tricky, because if he doesn't, does he go with Cuesta or does he go with Jerry Mina, bro? Cuesta, but
I'm not shouting. I'm not saying anything bad on Borré. I love Borré. That's the homie. But gotta clarify. I love el Deportivo Cali.
Sí. I would go, if Davidson's not able to play, I would go Cuesta Lucumi. And then I leave Dani and Mojica. I mean, there's no reason to switch that, I don't think, unless somebody.
You won't play Jerry for.
No, parce, Jerry sí me da muchos nervios, güey. Jerry sí me da muchos nervios, man.
Yeah, I was watching the Colombian TV. He was like, una de las opciones es Jerry Mina con su respectiva fuerza aérea, bla 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 bla. And I was like, bruh, come on, dog.
Estamos capaz que metemos a Jerry. It's like 0-0 in the 80th minute. Mete un gol de cabeza.
Yo, and it sucks, who's injured that would have been perfect for this type of positions too, like knowing that Davinson is hurt and you want to like keep him fresh is Gerson Mosquera, man.
Mosquera, sí, sí.
Mosquera, like he scored against Argentina, and he's out because of ACL, but he'll be back hopefully.
The good thing is at least Cuesta and Lukumi have a lot of familiarity with each other, so that makes me feel a lot more confident having them be the center back pairing. Pero yo creo que sí. Okay.
And Cabal too, yeah.
It's Cabal, bro. Fabian, Cabal is the one player that I'm like, damn, that was so unfortunate, bro, because I feel like he was just about to get such a good like level up in la selección, and then he gets that injury, bro. Yeah, I think after that, I think everything kind of just remains the same. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately for people that want to talk about Lorenzo, like he's if he starts anybody else than what we'd expect besides the forward, I think that would be crazy. Like it's going to be James, it's going to be Lucho and Lester. And then like I said, I go with Durán. But yeah, we already talked about
los mismos de siempre. You don't touch. Lo único que ahí le falta es Durán.
Yeah.
But the equation, hopefully he brings that up.
Yeah.
What do you think? ¿Qué dice la gente? Some key moments or some key aspects or key points of the game that Colombia needs to capitalize. What do you guys think? ¿Qué dice la gente?
That's a good comment there by about Cucho, man. Like the one thing about the Brazil game is I was thinking like the player with Sinisterra out, like that would have been such a perfect game for Sinisterra, bro. Coming in with his speed, with his ability to kind of attack the defense and late in the game. And then I was thinking about Cucho, bro. Like Cucho could have went into that game, and we haven't seen it with La Selección, but he could have went into that game and gave him a little bit more of a dynamic look and control the ball a bit. But either way, we're talking about the past now. I think the importance is obviously, like you mentioned, trying to score early. That'd be big. That'd be a big deal. And just play with like not too much pressure, man. Because I think if they play a little bit relaxed, it's gonna flow for them. I think if they try to do a little too much tomorrow, then it's gonna be tougher. But I think if they play a little bit relaxed tomorrow, le va bien con Paraguay.
Yeah, you got to play the game. Like start from the get-go. Exactly how we play our game. Let's not try to adapt to anything else. Exactly like we did with Brazil. We controlled the ball. We pressured high. Let's go after them. They're a team. That's the only thing that worries me about Paraguay. That at the end of the day, they're gelling. There's a reason why, like, you're gelling as a team and you work your way together. But that's when we need the players like Dani Munoz and Lucho to step up. We need them on the wings. When they do work on the wings, it opens up for everything. Because I think James is playing really well, knowing, like, reading the game and doing lo mismo que él hace, switching it to the other side, like playing it back, looking for the ball. On that aspect, I think we're good. And if we can keep that, add Durán to the mix. Ojalá que el calor de Barranquilla, in the sense of the people, que la gente salga a gritar, a matar. That's what they gotta do.
Hacer fuerza, weón, tener mucho aguante allá. And the thing too is, the longer this goes on with if a game is scoreless and he's not making those subs. Like at one point tomorrow, are you saying like, okay, we have to take James and Lucho out of this game? Like obviously it's all depending on how the game is going, but we just can't see them walking and gasping on the field in the 70th minute and be okay with it. We can't do that, bro.
We can get on the bench. We can get on the bench, bro.
It can't happen. It can't happen. Not with somebody like Quintero on the bench, bro.
Yo, to be honest, like what Eastside Ivio said, like, yo, parce, ¿cómo es que Portilla no entra por Carrascal, weón? That should have been Portilla y Carrascal y quemamos el partido. Ahí se fue. Portilla be going in hard. He like get to the ground, bro. Slide tackle. Yeah. Get that ball.
Yeah,
1,000%, bro. 1,000%.
That's a good call, Nelson Deossa. Nelson Deossa has been playing pretty well, man. I think he's
definitely in Monterrey.
Está por allá en Mexico, yeah. I mean, he played well when he was a Nacional, and he's continuing to do so in Monterrey. So he's definitely a guy that I could see definitely being in the future in that mix.
Que mañana puro Rolo cantando si se puede.
No comment.
Hey, to be honest, last time I went, el partido con Argentina estuvo como que the crowd pulled up, Barranquilla pulled up. So, and I mean, yo estaba en sur, entonces, like, I was around all costeños, so. ¿Qué dice la gente? Carrascal should be the next guy after James. He needs to get the confidence.
No, hermano. Eso va Quintero, yo.
Tiene que ir Quintero, papi. Es que como no me ponen a Quintero o a Asprilla. ¿Me entendés? We talked about the key points. We talked about la alineación. The next up is, what do you guys think the scoreboard?
The predictions, everybody's favorite part.
Prediction. ¿Qué dice la gente? ¿Cuánto?
Ahí sale el primero con 5-0. I'll be watching the game in the States. Donnie, where's the party at tomorrow, man? Let them know.
Yo, we're going to be in Atlanta. We're going to be in Atlanta. We got 2 watch parties. We're going to be at Mutation Brewery in Sandy Springs. And also in Atlanta, I'm helping host a World Soccer Shop party with a bunch of different nationalities. It's going to be a Noche Comedor. So that's for those in Midtown. For those in Midtown and Mutation in Atlanta. Coming soon, we're going to do multi-city watch parties. I don't know if you guys heard. We did Miami and Atlanta last Thursday. Hey, my boy Vega, he in the biddy. I see you tomorrow, bro. My boy Vega. And then, so long story short, yeah, we're going to be doing multi-city events. Same time, same day, same time, multi-city, same concept, Parceros United. But scoreboard, what's everybody saying? My bad. That's enough about that.
3-1. I see 3-0. I see somebody asking you to go to Houston. Parece que miedo Houston, bro. After Copa America.
You going to Vita? Where you want me to go? What's popping in Houston? We'll go back to Vita or what? Yo, Vita the homies. They treated us well. Vita treated us well, bro. Vita treated us well.
Houston and Copa America was a different story, bro. 4-0, Falco, y están tirando duro,
4-0. Pues que ahí tiene que ser. Yo voy con Eastside. Yo también digo un 2-0.
2-0.
Yo digo un 2-0 y después vamos al balón. When are you coming to LA?
LA. I'm here right now.
Yo, I'm gonna pull up to LA. I'm trying to tell Andy, hey, mañana voy a hablar con la parcerita Daniela Salazar from We Are Me Too. I'm gonna talk to her tomorrow. I think we're gonna try to cook. I want to go to LA. I got family in LA.
Love, man.
Fun fact: the first city that I moved from Cali was to LA. I lived in the Valley for 3 years. My family's still in the Valley, so I got a place to stay. I got a place to stay with Andy. No, I think I'm gonna make it happen by the end of the year. The goal is by the end of the year to be in every single host city of the World Cup, doing activations, doing parties. So, hey, y'all want me to pull up to LA? Just shoot me a DM. What are the hottest Colombian spots in LA so I can hit them up? Let them know we pulling up because we're doing watch parties and we're doing parties every month into the World Cup.
I like Jay's comment here on YouTube about Córdoba and Durán, and I think it's true, man. Córdoba made a lot of low IQ plays on the ball. Durán would have thrived with that space. I think, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that at the end of the day, it's a confidence thing right now with Córdoba, but if there's somebody that has all the confidence in the world, it's his counterpart. And that's exactly what we need right now. So I think Durán up there is what we need, man. It's what we need.
Atlanta in Mutation, and for those in Midtown.
Come to Jersey. Jersey's on the list. Jersey.
Yo, Jersey. Jersey's like winking at me, and I'm thinking May. I'm thinking I'm gonna get to Jersey in May, parceros. I think it was Azzy that said Chicago. I'll mess with you. I'm trying to get to Chicago too. What else? Yo, El Deportivo Cali. I called that, bro. How you gonna talk? Like, it just makes no sense. Casierra is the leading scorer of the league.
Yeah.
Over Córdoba, and you take Córdoba. And every time Casierra played, he scored in the friendlies, but that's not
la vida de Borja, ¿qué? Como que sí, como que no.
Yo la verdad no he escuchado mucho de Borja. ¿Qué dice la gente?
I know he was struggling a little bit in River too, but
ahí dice Germán, Miami again, papi, Miami May 16th. We're gonna do a party May 16th in Miami. I got you. Sammy Rodriguez, what up? Sí, bueno, last code prediction. Mateo got us the start in 2015. ¿Qué dice vos? ¿Qué decís?
Yo voy por un 3-1.
3-1.
Por un 3-1.
¿Quién la moja?
Que la quien sea, weón, con autogol.
No, marica, Durán.
Que le metan de todo, hijo de puta.
No, Durán, marica, marica Durán, para que vaya y haga el, you know what I'm saying, Durán, que la mueve Durán, pa.
Durán, yo voy con 3-1, gol del Durán.
2-0, digo 2-0.
Un gol
Doblete Durán.
de one of the midfielders. Let's go Richard Rios, why not? And James. Así la dejo.
Sí, Durán. ¿Qué dice? Aunque sea de penal.
Que sea autogol, que sea algo robado, que sea con la mano, que sea con el culo, lo que sea.
Bar, lo que sea, papi. Sí, no, parce. Sí, no, I'm hoping the turnaround, is now or never. It's a very winnable game. Ellos van en una racha buena, nosotros en una mala. It's about time, bro. It's just a matter of time they get the hell. You know what I'm saying? They're not Brazil and they're not Argentina and they're not Uruguay. Like, it's just a matter that our players do their thing and punch them in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? And they go out there and punch and then take it from there, bro. Es la única.
I said they don't call Cucho next qualifiers, I'm going to lose it. And I think a lot of us feel that way, bro. A lot of us feel that way. I know Arias or Rios has a long shot in the locker. Parece un riflazo de afuera. And I think I don't know if it was, I think it was
Lerma. Lerma.
Yeah, Lerma. I was like, yes, I need to see more of that,
bro. Me too. And I thought it was like, it looked like, you know, promising, but it's like, yeah, we need a lot more of that.
Hay que tirar de ahí también, weón. Hay que tirar
no,
de ahí.
Pero
el paso que se metió Thiago Almada, weón, en el partido de Argentina.
Pero esa es la vaina. Mira, eso es lo que está haciendo Lorenzo. Es que Lorenzo, ¿cómo se llama? Scaloni. Eso es lo que está hablando ese man, que ya es hora de comenzar el recambio. So what is he doing? He's playing Thiago Almada y le funcionó.
También estaban sin Messi y sin Lautaro, but agree, for sure.
No, Thiago Almada es a crack. I saw him over here in Atlanta United.
Una máquina.
Álvaro Angulo y Gabriel Fuentes, when he gets better, need to be called up 1,000%. Álvaro Angulo has been scoring and finally starting at left back for Independiente. One of the homies is Alejo Duque, his agent. So we've been talking about it, and I kind of told him, I was like, hey, y Lorenzo, okay, me responde como que no, papi, tranquilo, estamos camellando, que la oportunidad se nos dé, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, they're very humble, they on the watch, and I'm hopefully that comes. But hey, Mojica doing well too, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think like Mojica ain't doing bad.
No, y todo. And it's, once again, I think after the World Cup, you know, you analyze what the group looks like, right? Because there's going to be a lot of players that eventually cycle out, and then you kind of. But what we mentioned, you would like to have these younger players being part of the process in these moments, but now because Colombia's under.
No, we need the leadership from Ospina and Montero.
Que llamen a Belito también.
No, a Reneguita, a Reneguita. Y eso se la tiré para que el hombre pues diga de dónde es Reneguita,
Que llamar a Yepes para que arregle ese camerino.
Era algo de Yepes.
Nico, la buena. Llegó Nico tarde,
pero por fin, papi, ese man que no llega. We're about to leave,
tarde, pero llegó. Eso es lo importante.
We're about to bounce, too. Hey, guys, what's up, Jesse? DTX. What's DTX? Where's DTX at? Is that a city?
Dallas, Texas, probably.
Dallas? Oh, snap. Yo, Dallas is on the lookout. Dallas is a whole city. I got Dallas on the lookout, Jesse. I'm pulling up to Dallas very soon.
Bien, ibas eso como que venezolano. Están tirando calle. Hey, bro, East says Mojica is good, pero no se entiende a la mujer. Christian Borja was good, brother. No, I think Borja is solid too, and I think Mojica también, güey. Pero sí, I mean, he está respondiendo en su momento. I still need to see more from, I think, that left side in general, and that's something we've gone back a long time talking about. Pero hasta ahora yo le tengo fe a Mojica. Paraguay plus a Panama and gives us a free goal. Parece que nos den lo que sea, güey. Que regalen los...
Our pressure could break them down. I think it's our pressure from the midfield. It could happen, bro. It could happen. Y sobre todo con el calor en Barranquilla, they're going to feel confident because they feel we're down, and then we got to punch them in the mouth and surprise them. Sí, it is what it is. It is what it is. Pero listo, parceros, ya saben, esa es la vaina de mañana. Colombia, Paraguay.
Acá fui yo, boy, Miguel Almirón.
No, a mí qué me importa, güey. Hay que bajar valenas de man. Imagínate. Blow on them so he can fall. He's awesome, but yo, he's so light, bro. He's so fast.
Yeah, he's quick.
Parcero, no estoy esperando que Lorenzo haga cambios cuando ese man ni se cambia la camisa. Llegó, yo, the Nico's here, ladies and gentlemen. That's Nico, boy.
De la camisa, no, esa camisa de la suerte.
Almirón vale monda.
Y con ese sudor de la costa, parce, con la camisa, no.
Sí, no, les cuento. Mañana decisivo. Hopefully we get the 2 points. 3-1 Andy. Hey, Nico, score. What's your score prediction? I said 2-1. 2-0. I said 2-0. Como Eastside. Decisivo. Parceros United is going to be at Mutation in Atlanta, as well as for those in Midtown for the World Soccer Shop watch party. Coming soon. We're going to start doing parties the first Friday of every month, coming to a city near you. Every Friday of every month, we're going to do a party, a Colombian party. Vamos a armar un parche. We already started in Atlanta. It's called El Parche in Atlanta. So we're going to go somewhere else, and we'll do El Parche in Atlanta the first Friday of every month. We got New York on the lookout. We got Jersey on the lookout. We got Miami on the lookout. ¿Quién más se viene? Dallas on the lookout. The Bay Area's on the lookout. LA's on the lookout. They hit me up from Tampa. They hit me up from Orlando.
Hey, you muted yourself?
I think
that se murió el micrófono.
The mic died. Yeah, but yo, the Colombian, they dijo 1-0. LA's on the lookout. LA's on the lookout. I'm gonna have a couple meetings about LA soon. And I'm telling you, the Colombian community is on the lookout. There's people all over the place. Like, yo, I went to look at some. My friend sent me this ad for a watch party, bro. It was the exact same ad I pretty much did in Miami, and I'm like, bruh, they really watching. They watching what we're doing. It's a movement. So we coming to a city near you, and we're gonna start doing dope experiences. And at the same time, remember, guys. Así como yo les estoy trayendo las parceros de United, les estamos trayendo la experiencia colombiana acá a los parceros en el exterior. A la misma vez, estamos llevando a los parceros de acá a Cartagena. We're going to Cartagena next month. I'm going to be in Cali all month of April, just cooking to see if maybe you guys want to come to Cali. Y'all pull up. I'm going to start doing it at Cali. Broward County, not just Miami. Papi, pero vaya Miami, man. I'm coming from Atlanta. You talking about, you want me to go to Broward, bro?
Invítalo a la casa, güey, a comer sancocho.
Invita, I mean, if you invite me, I'll pull up. Pero es que estoy armando el parche para todo el mundo. Pasan en Cartagena más que yo, que soy cartagenero. Yo, pull up. We on our 3rd trip in Cartagena because we got a dope itinerary. We're staying at the Intercontinental, papi. We're staying at the Intercontinental. We're going to Café Habana. We're going to La Isla del Rosario. De pronto Chiva Rumbera. Paranda Llenata. Like we got some dope stuff coming up. Entonces, we got other cities as well in Colombia that we're going to start activating as well. Entonces, cualquier cosita, si necesitan algo, si quieren quedarme el parche, if you like a spot, yo piso en el de una, papi, caiga. If you guys like a yo.
Papi, a Cartagena no voy, pero para Cali, uff. I've never been to Cali before, so I'm gonna
have Cali on deck.
Yeah, I need that.
And I want to deploy Cali this year because, like, y'all gotta experience esa fiesta de cuadra, ese como el sabor, la calle El Sabor. It's 101. That if you like salsa, la calle El Sabor is 101 in the world. Ain't nobody can touch la calle El Sabor, and they do that every single Friday. What a coincidence.
Nico, we talked about that already, que si sacan a Lorenzo se pierde mañana, o sacan a Lorenzo si pierde mañana.
Tiene que ir el programa, papi, tiene que ir el programa, ya lo hablamos.
Nico, allá repítala, güey.
Yo, pull up with me to Cali. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna set up la calle de sabor. Vamos a hacer clases de salsita caleña, tin. Después nos vamos a comer, and then from then we'll go to la calle de sabor remate. And then after that, if you guys want to keep going, podemos tirarle. If you want to keep going salsa, podemos ir a la pérgola, and there's other spots that is pretty dope. Si quieren reggaetón, pues ahí también hay. Un poco de todo.
marica le va a llevar a uno a comer comida paisa en Cali, güey.
What you mean, bro? Papi, la mejor comida de calle es la de Cali. Y'all can't say. Remember I told you, remember we went to Medellín?
That's all I'm laughing, bro. That's all I'm laughing.
Yo, I got you. Vamos a comer choladito ahí en el Panamericano. Vamos a ir a tomar la lulada de limonada de Doña Berta. I got you, bro. I got you. Y el domingo vamos para Pance a pasar el guayabo. Después que canse vaya de Papance, papi. I got you. La mejor comida de la calle es la costeña. No, aunque es muy rica, les cuento. La de Barranquilla, uff. Esas caremañolas. That jug is crazy. That jug is crazy good. Pero no le gana la de Cali, pa. Like, o sea, ¿qué dice más? ¿Qué dice la gente? ¿Ya?
Que vamos a Cali, pues, ¿qué más están diciendo ahí? No, ya, parce, ya. Yo creo que ya llegamos al tiempo. Ya falta como 5 minutos y nos echan de acá.
Sí, nos van a echar cualquier cosita. Like, if y'all want us to activate in your city, let us know in the DMs. Like, that's what we're here for. Let us know what your city's missing. Y, parce, les tengo un concepto, un parche, literal, se llama el parche en Atlanta. That's what I'm deploying in Atlanta. And then we're going to do el parche en Miami, el parche en Nueva York. We cooking. We coming to a city near you, including LA, because I'm waiting for Andy to pull up. Come on.
Come on, man. You already know. I'm here.
Bueno, parceros, Baikol. Nos ven.
La
rebuena, parceros. ¿Qué?
Se quedó patado el partido. 1-1.
Sí, 1-1. ¿Gol de quién? ¿Gol de quién?
No sé.
Gol del uruguayo, papi. Tiene que ser el gol del uruguayo. Pero bueno, parceros, ahora sí. La rebuena, que me les vaya bien.
Mañana ganamos.
Viejo Jay, Paicol,
fuerza, con mucho amor.
Al de Nacional, el parcero del Nacional.
La buena el parcero nacional, güey, aunque todavía está como
está aburrido, está aburrido.
Es que yo entiendo, un equipo de esos, yo entiendo.
Y a las parceritas de LA, hay que saludar a las parceritas de LA, a Daniel.
A la parcera Steph, que siempre la tiene clarita.
Claro, y el papá, el cucho.
mi parcero.
Pero ahora sí, la rebuena, parceros.
Suerte.